My name's Maggie Savin. I'm Professor of Higher Education Research at Coventry University, and I'm Director of the Learning Innovation Research Group here, and I've been at Coventry for 14 years. This project was funded by the Leverhulme Trust. It was a £500,000 project, and what we sought to do in it was to look at the socio-political impact of learning in higher education. So we were looking at immersive virtual worlds like Second Life. The project itself mainly focused on Second Life because to begin with we thought there'd be an awful lot of other and new virtual worlds developing during the course of the project, but this didn't prove to be the case. So what we did was we looked at 3 different areas through the project. We looked at the student experience, we looked at the pedagogical implications, and we looked at issues of learner identity. A lot of people aren't very clear about what immersive virtual worlds are. The idea of them is that what you do is you create a virtual character of yourself called an avatar, and then you use that avatar for learning and for exploring the virtual world. And we've used it not just in this project, but as a result of this project we've used it right across the university in lots of different ways. So for example, students use it for fashion design over in the art and design area. We also use it in nursing. We've got a very successful palliative care module.
We have here a hospital. So the students went into this hospital and they would act out scenarios as palliative care experts, dealing with kids who were in hospital or in hospices. So we've got things like the soft playroom, the sensory room. And
they've created a city where they do scenarios using problem-based learning in Second Life in order to learn and to understand what it feels like to be in a palliative care setting. The precursor to this project was called the Preview project, which was about using problem-based learning in an immersive virtual world. And the impact of this one was that it was taken up by a number of other universities in the UK, particularly places like Psychology at Derby. This was a project we did with St George's Medical School, and we were the lead, but it also had an impact on different medical schools around the country. The Preview project was one where we actually created a number of demonstrators so that we could show it around the world, and I presented this project at MIT when I visited there, and they've since decided to think about taking up Second Life in some of their courses at MIT as a result of some of the discussions that I had there. One of the projects that followed on from the socio-political impact of learning in immersive virtual worlds was a chatbot project which was funded by the Ministry of Defence. A chatbot is a non-player character, somebody who you can program to act as an avatar, either in a virtual world or on a website. So this particular project by the Ministry of Defence is designed to look at sort of truth-telling and the influence of cyberspace on different people. So the idea with this project is to find out if students will be more honest, give more information to a chatbot than they would through an online questionnaire. So this is a comparative study that we're doing to explore this whole notion of truth-telling. In terms of where the project's going to go in the future, I think one of the things that's been really interesting and that has surprised us about it is just how much students have enjoyed learning through Second Life at Coventry University. It's a very immersive experience, and I think one of the things that it does, it interrupts the linearity that you often see in some of the virtual learning environments like Moodle or Blackboard. And so that rather than it being a tutor-guided space, one of the things that is that students can take control of the environment, they can build, they can create, and they can have an awful lot more ownership of their learning. I think one of the things that's been really helpful too is the way in which we've been managing to link the use of problem-based learning with Second Life, which is a kind of learning which again is much more student-centred and gives them much more autonomy in learning. And I think with the increasing agenda around people being much more digitally tethered and much more involved in learning on the move, mobile learning, that this is another one of these environments that really is going to capture the student's interest and have an impact on learning in a wider sense.